Thanks so much for coming, guys. The reason I invited you is because I have been having a lot of health challenges recently with getting every little cold and flu that comes along, which is not normal. And my 4-year-old is usually catching it first and then giving it to me. Bless his heart. I love him so much. And I am desperately tired of the soup du jour, as I've started to call it, of every little illness coming around. And I know that the reason we are getting sick is because we're not getting enough fruits and vegetables in our diet. So I've asked Lynora to come help us to get more fruits and vegetables in our diet.
Well, thanks. That's awesome. And we're going to talk about a bunch of things, you guys. If you saw the flyer that Alice sent out, it said about join the revolution. And I tell you something, I don't come to this conversation as a person who has practiced perfect health. At the time I started my journey, I had 2 kids with horrendous allergies and asthma, and I didn't know what I didn't know about nutrition, and it was showing up. I had constant sinus infections and all of those things, and I just came to the point where I thought, this is absurd. I need to take hold and learn what I can do. And I don't know if you've experienced this, but in my life, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Is that the way it is for you? So anyway, I appreciate those of you that are with us tonight, and also those of you that are going to tune in afterwards, and commend you for taking an interest in your health, because there is so much you can do to look and feel better. So let's get right to it. And what I'm going to do is share my screen so you can look at some of the things that I'd love to just show you. Here we go. Okay, should be going. There we go. You can see that, you guys? So what is the healthy living revolution all about? Let's talk about that. You know, health used to be extremely simple. Everybody ate around the table at night. You know, there was a family dinner. We picked things from the garden. If it wasn't our parents, our grandmothers usually had a garden. And it wasn't the latest superfood or new diet craze. We knew that good health came from our diet. And kids were active. I remember being so irritated when it would start to get dark because I'd have to come in from riding my bike. And just annoyed me that the day ran out so quickly. We drank from a water hose because we didn't want to have to come inside. And so water is what we drank. And we were exhausted at the end of the day, so everybody slept well. Well, fast forward to our times, today looks completely different from that. Family dinners are so often replaced by fast food, and games outside have been replaced by game systems where kids sit in front of television sets, and sugary sodas and all the things that tear down our health have become the common drink. I hear so many kids when we go into school say, I don't like water. Well, how did you learn to drink something different? Because that's what we always drank, and you wanted it. And the bottom line is, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to move us to the bottom so that, okay. Bottom line is people are going through life exhausted and feeling fatigue on a regular basis. So that's what the healthy living revolution is all about. It's a massive group of people who join together to take healthy back, because it's more than looking good in yoga pants. It's more than, you know, all the things that we think about, especially as women. It's not that. We don't want to stand by and see the statistics just get worse and worse for children in our country. And that was where I started, was wanting to take back healthy for my family. Okay, so let me go to the next page if I can get my thing to work. Okay, so it starts with taking care of you, because you need to be healthy to experience the best version of you and to have that to offer the people you love. So I want you to ask yourself, how are you doing in these key areas? And I mean, really, how are you doing? So eating real food, what I mean by that is not things from a package or box, okay? Exercise, like, are you finding a way to get that in on most days? And water, are you, and I'm not talking liquids, tea and coffee and all the other things we drink. Our bodies are 75% water, and they need water constantly and chronically. So how are you doing with that?
I get an F.
You get enough water? Awesome.
No, I get an F.
You get an F. Okay. And the last thing, that sleep part is the part, because your body turns into this triage center when you sleep at night. It's detoxing, it's repairing damaged tissues, your hormones are balancing things out, and our whole society is sleep deprived. In fact, it's almost become a badge of honor, like how little sleep you can get by on. But we need proper sleep to be healthy. It's just that simple. There's no way around that. So that's just a little reality check, and something that we're going to come back to as we go through this conversation. There's also two things that are going on in the world that are pretty much new to our generation. And the first one, I think you guys all recognize this, that our world is more polluted than ever, and it's in the air we breathe. We see that sometimes, especially in the LA area, right? But it's also things we put on our skin, and the stuff we put on our lawns, and the things we treat our pools with, and the things the stuff that gets added to our food that we didn't ask to be put there. So this is also a contributing factor to a whole host of health issues. Another trend that I think it's important to talk about is that food quality in general is decreasing. How many times do you pick up things and have no idea even how to pronounce some of the ingredients, much less what they're doing in there? There's like 2,000 approved additives to our food. So quality has definitely changed. That did not exist when I was growing up. And I know I'm older than the two of you, but it has changed dramatically very quickly. So what happens as a result of that is oxidative stress. You guys have heard of oxidative stress? Yeah, it's how our body reacts to all these oxidants that cause damage to our cells. And it comes from all the things we talked about, those toxins, but it also comes from lack of sleep and dealing with stress and just living life. The bottom line is that oxidative stress is what results in inflammation in our body, and it causes aging and disease. And there's no getting around that. The great news is that it's pretty easy to counteract, because we can radically neutralize those and slow down that whole aging process by taking in antioxidants. And of course, there's an antioxidant of the month always being marketed. But if you hear anything I have to say tonight, hear this, that the mandatory source of antioxidants is fruits, vegetables, and other plant foods. You simply cannot take, and we'll get to a slide in just a couple of minutes that will really demonstrate that well, but you need to get it from fruits and vegetables. Now, this picture shows, have you ever squeezed a lemon on an apple to keep it from turning brown? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because of the powerful antioxidants that are in the lemon that keep it from turning brown. And the same thing is happening in your body. Food protects us and slows down that turning brown or aging process, whatever we want to call it. Okay, so there's one other thing that I wanted to mention. And most of the time when I talk to people, they already know fruits and vegetables are important. Would you say you've heard that just a few times? Okay, so but I don't think sometimes that they know how important it is, because it turns out that eating more fruits and vegetables, drinking more water are the most important things that you can do for your health. I would say sleep is a close third in there. But we definitely have a reality to deal with in our country, and that is that our mass-produced fruits and vegetables pack less of a nutritional punch. It's just the case. We farmed our soils, and there's long transportation distances getting food to where we can buy it. We buy apples from Washington and blueberries from Maine, and fruits and vegetables are picked green and then transported thousands of miles. So it's not surprising that we need more than we did before. And when I was a kid, it was 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, they would say. And current recommendations are saying 7 to 13 per day. And how many of you are challenged to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort
7
of
to 13, really?
7 to 13 is the current recommendation, and it sort of feels like climbing Mount Everest. And I do, I help people with their health for a living, and I still am challenged to do that consistently day in and day out. So if we're going to take healthy back, we need more than knowledge. We need some tools. And for the past 22 years, I've had the privilege to work with the Juice Plus company, whose mission is just one simple thing, and that is to help people have effective and affordable ways to take in more plant foods every single day. And I'm excited to share some of those tools with you tonight. So can we be honest? I mean, can we use a little help?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at the first one, and we talked about that before we got on the official call, and that is the Tower Garden. And it's a vertical aeroponic growing system that allows you to grow your own fruits and vegetables on your porch or on your patio, or even inside if you want to use grow lights. And I know people wonder, can that really work? And actually, the University of Mississippi did a study comparing growing on the Tower Garden to the best soil and using organic methods. And the Tower Garden had a 30% higher yield of produce and the nutritional equivalent to having that best soil and organic methods. So it makes growing fun and easy, and it's an awesome fit for people who are interested in the farm to table movement or the locavore movement, buying your produce locally. It doesn't get any more local than your back patio. And also eating organic. And schools across the country have jumped on board with this. It's so exciting to me. We go into classrooms, my husband and I, he's a former educator, and we go into classrooms and kids can't name 5 fruits and vegetables. I mean, it's kind of scary. And the Tower Garden has let me just hit mute, and then you won't have to worry about that. And then you can come back if you want to. So the Tower Garden has actually developed a curriculum for schools for grades 1 through 6 so that kids can learn the value, because you know what they grow, they eat. So that's the first tool. And I know that when, I just want to show you a really quick video about how the Tower Garden works. I think you'll think it's fun. And so here we go.
Tower Garden's state-of-the-art aeroponic vertical garden system uses both water and air to produce more colorful, better-tasting, and incredibly nutritious fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Tower Garden has a 20-gallon reservoir at its base that stores the Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Developed by experts in plant and human nutrition, Tower Tonic Mineral Blend enables superior plant growth and better nutrition from your Tower Garden produce. The process begins once the seedlings have been placed in your Tower Garden. Here they will be nourished with Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Inside the reservoir is a small, low-wattage submersible pump. The pump pushes the nutrient solution up through the tower to the top. From there, the nutrient solution drips through the central tower using a special device that evenly cascades the solution over the exposed plant roots. On the journey down the tower, the nutrient solution feeds the roots and becomes highly oxygenated as it cascades gently down the reservoir. This process is continuous, providing fresh oxygen, water, and nutrients to the roots of the plants. This patented aeroponic process enables food crops to grow faster than they would in soil, so they can be harvested more often. And it makes Tower Garden the healthier, easier, smarter way to grow your produce.
Okay, so maybe you aren't ready for farming, and frankly, so many people can't even imagine adding one more thing to their plate, and I have to tell you that's certainly where I was when I started my health journey. Another tool that we have is Juice Plus, and this is where we grow, oops, shoot, I didn't mean to go that fast, just a minute. This is where we grow the fruits and vegetables with no herbicides, no pesticides. We harvest them at the peak of ripeness. And if you guys aren't aware, that's when the nutrient density really comes in, is the last 10 days or so before it's fully ripe. That's where most of the nutrition comes from. So we juice them, we remove the water, and put those concentrated juice powders in capsules for adults and chewables for kids. And this is where my family and I started, and it's super convenient and affordable, and made a world of difference in our health. And you know, I don't know if you can imagine what exactly would happen if you started magically being able to add 30 superfoods to your diet every day. But let me just tell you, I'll tell you what happened in our family, but I wanted to show you, I only have one other video, and it's this one, to kind of show you the idea behind Juice Plus, and then I'll share with you what happened when we took that step. So,
Lynora, real quick,
yeah.
Something keeps coming in front of your
Camera?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you keep fading out.
I think
And
it's
then
your
always,
paper.
Well,
Paper?
I have, but I see where that, like, if I do this, that would be over.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I haven't been over there. I've just been I've had the slides sitting here and just some notes. So
it's done it a number of times. So just letting you know.
I'll be careful. All right, here we go. Can you hear that okay? Okay, good.
It is really important for people to eat well, to have the habit of eating the wide varieties of fruits and vegetables every single day. But no matter how hard we try, we are unable to consistently get in the recommended amounts of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. And we're realizing that we need all of them in our diet. A variety of fruits and vegetables provides you with all these, antioxidants and phytonutrients that do so much.
We call them phytos. Phytos are phytonutrients. They are the nutrients in fruits and vegetables that fight disease. They are immune boosters.
An apple, for example, has thousands of nutrients. It has vitamin C. It stands to reason. It makes logical sense that whole apple itself with all those nutrients are probably going to do you much better than that individual vitamin C by itself. And that's why you always hear that if you consume more fruits and vegetables, you decrease the incidence of heart disease and stroke.
I think all conditions are helped by good nutrition.
And if you go and look at the recommendations of the American Cancer Society, the National Institute of Health, you look at the food pyramid, they talk about the importance of fruits and vegetables.
The human physiology absolutely needs phytonutrients and antioxidants, and the only source for them is fruits and vegetables.
I still remember the day I heard about Juice Plus. I was sitting in my kitchen looking at this brochure, and at the time I was juicing in an attempt to increase my own nutrition. And I thought, wow, somebody's done it with food. How brilliant. I should have thought of this. I immediately got it right away. We don't have a vitamin deficiency. What we're lacking is whole food nutrition.
Everyone that I know does not eat enough fruits and vegetables every day.
if you can achieve 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables a day of all different types, great. Most of us can't, and that's where Juice Plus really comes in.
Juice Plus is a claim to prevent disease, but obviously, with respect to the physiological differences that occur when you take Juice Plus, it makes sense, theoretic sense, that this could help you.
The body has this beautiful, programming that knows how to heal itself if it's given the right food and environment.
And I tell my patients, you can't feel prevention and you can't feel deterioration in your body until something breaks or something begins to hurt. So intellectually, I try to get the patients to understand how much good Juice Plus can do for their systems.
Okay. We'll stop that. So you might be taking a multivitamin. A lot of people do. And I get asked, well, how is that different from something like Juice Plus? Well, this picture can really help answer that, because on the left is a typical vitamin label, and on the right is a partial list of what's in an apple. And fruits and vegetables are packed with thousands of phytonutrients. That includes vitamins and trace minerals and antioxidants, everything else that helps us prevent disease. Scientists have identified over 25,000 different nutrients, and they keep finding more all the time. When I first started learning about nutrition, that number was 5,000, and now we're at 25,000. And I suspect that the most important ones, they still haven't discovered. So every variety of color and flavor represents a different set of plant chemicals. So we need not only a good quantity, but that wide variety of fruits and vegetables that they talked about to detoxify and to protect us, to protect our cells. So everything in an apple is in the right ratio, and your body knows exactly what to do with it because it's just food. And if you look at the multivitamin, or go look at the best vitamin label that you can find, there might be 20 to 30 nutrients in it. But most of us don't even have the stomach acid to break it down, or we see our urine turn a bright yellow or green color because we're sloughing off all that the body cannot absorb. And so there's no comparison between food and a vitamin. So it's just important to realize that when you're thinking about, okay, how can I start to make a difference? So Juice Plus is the second tool that I mentioned. I have one more tool that I want to share with you, and that's just the Juice Plus Complete Shakes. And the reason why I always like to mention this is for all of us that skip meals, that get so busy that we forget to eat, and it's a reality. It's just the way that we do life at this time. And so this is a nutrition shake that is super delicious. And I don't know if you know this, and I have another slide that I'll share with you, that willpower is really tied to your blood sugar. And so when you walk into the kitchen after you're ravenous and you want to raid the pantry, it's actually a function of your blood sugar dropping too low. So this is a super low glycemic drink. It stabilizes your blood sugar. It also has 13 grams of plant protein and 8 grams of fiber. I call it a moving experience. And the oligosaccharides that are in it are actually a prebiotic that helps keep your gut healthy, which is also super important to enjoy good health. So I'll mention that again in a second, but just as a way that you can use it. But you can use it a lot of ways. I almost always have a shake in the morning for breakfast, unless it's freezing cold outside, and then I might skip it till later in the day. But I can throw in spinach and kale, chia seeds, everything that doesn't taste good, because it always tastes good. And on nights when it's too late to do any cooking, I'll make a salad and have a smoothie for dinner. And I've been using Complete for the best part of 2 decades, and I still look forward to it. I never get sick of it. So it's really that good. Okay, so the our goal, like I said, is to help you get more plant foods in your diet. You can grow your own. You can add up to 45 if you were using all of our products of super plant foods into your diet every day. And I'm so grateful that I learned about this because it's been a game changer. My husband is 66, I'm 60, and I am healthier than when I was 30. Truth be told, we still ski, we still bike ride, we still play pickleball, we do everything, and we have taken our health back. And this was a big catalyst for us to do that. And as we began to feel better doing this, I told you that I was going to share my story with you. The first thing that happened is my kids started doing better with their allergies. And I thought, wow, how is that possible? It's just fruits and vegetables in a capsule. How much could there be in there? Well, it turns out it's the equivalent to juicing like 6 pounds of produce a day. So it made a huge difference in their immune system. And the first year, because my sinus infections were chronic, and the first year I would still get that pain in my face. My left ear would hurt sometime. And then after that, I wasn't getting any symptoms. I wasn't getting any phlegm. And I have been over 20 years without an antibiotic. I have not been to the doctor for an illness since I started taking Juice Plus. And there's nothing else that we did that was so dramatically different that it would have made that kind of difference. So super, super grateful that somebody had 20 seconds of courage to say, you need to learn about this. And it's been a wonderful blessing to us. Okay, so I just wanted to mention a couple things of how something like this is unique. There are 3 things that really set Juice Plus apart. First of all, it's just food, concentrated, vine ripened, whole food, juice powders, and everything that we have has a food label, not a supplement label. It's not a vitamin. They're all non-GMO, dairy-free, and gluten-free. The other thing, NSF certified, I don't know if you guys have heard of that before, but it's a third-party company. A third-party company. Actually, it's, I think, a nonprofit organization that randomly tests products, and they test for 2 things. First, that everything you say is on the label is really in there and that there's nothing else in there. And the second one, that there's no heavy metals, mold, bacteria, fungus, all that stuff that you don't want to have in the product. And I can honestly say, and you don't have to take my word for it, there's all of these certifications that there is no nutritional product on the planet that's made at a higher quality than Juice Plus. And there's also a large body of clinical research on Juice Plus, and I think it's always important with this to point out that these are not studies that are done about the fruits and vegetables that are in Juice Plus. These are studies where it's double-blind, placebo-controlled. Half of the people are taking a placebo, half of them are taking Juice Plus, and they compare the results. And these are the research organizations that have been involved with studies on Juice Plus. And I'll just share with you, there's a good picture to see what the results of those studies are, because these are all the things that fruits and vegetables would do if we consumed them regularly. These are things that we would expect. So this research has taken place all over the world for 20 years. And here's the thing that I always think is pretty interesting about this. It's been done on different ages, different populations, healthy people, unhealthy people, athletes, couch potatoes, pregnant women, smokers, children, non-smokers. And these are the results that we've seen consistently. And some of them have been done 3 and 4 different times because they like to see it in different populations and make sure that, we didn't have a biased group. So it's not that there's anything magical about Juice Plus. It's just getting plants to you in a convenient form. So for me, for my family, this was how we began to take healthy back. And I always tell people that I never feel like I spent a dime for Juice Plus, because between the co-pays, the nights that we were missing sleep because I was up with my kid that couldn't breathe, and the visits to urgent care and all of the pain and suffering that went with that, I always say when I started taking Juice Plus, our medicine cabinet is full. Now it's empty, but my life is full. So that's the trade-off that we've experienced. So all that research has attracted a lot of doctors, and this David Phillips is a triathlete. He's a sports medicine doctor, and I love his quote, "Juice Plus is the most researched nutritional product in the world and optimizes human health and performance at any level. There is no comparison." And I feel that that's true. Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to just talk to you about briefly, because sometimes, well, almost always in any group, there is someone that the way that their health issue is showing up is in being stuck at a weight that they're not comfortable with, at an unhealthy weight. And we talked about toxins early on, and I wanted to come back to that because a lot of holding on to fat is the body's response to toxicity in the environment. And one of the things the body does as a defense mechanism is to enrobe toxins in fat. And the good news is it really keeps toxins from wreaking more havoc in our body. But the bad part is that, yeah, we end up with extra weight. So you can see on the bottom, if you're burning fat and you're not doing anything to, you're not worrying about the nutrition at all, you can feel a whole lot worse. And then people yo-yo and rebound because they haven't removed any toxins when they're doing their program. And the body says, wait a minute, we got to go in fat production mode and because of all this toxicity that's in the body. And so they end up gaining it back faster than ever before. And the yo-yo just becomes this vicious cycle. Well, you see on the bottom, what happens is if we approach the whole weight issue as just your body not being at ease and focus on detox and setting you up to have greater willpower, which you'll see on the next slide. But here we're talking about shedding fat and toxicity at the same time. And there isn't going to be any rebound when that happens. If we focus on flooding our body with fruits and vegetables, plants, antioxidant-rich foods, we're not going to have that same thing happen. Okay, so this was the part that I wanted to talk to you about just with willpower. And if we eat high glycemic foods, so that's basically everything that comes out of a box, crackers, bread, cakes, anything like that, we're in trouble because willpower comes in a very short supply. If you have a really strong desire to keep the light on in a dark room and you commit to holding your finger up so that you don't have to be in the dark, eventually your arm is going to tire and it's going to drop. And our willpower is exactly the same way. So we don't want to do anything that relies on willpower. And what we have to do is manage our blood sugar. And so if you look at when we eat high glycemic foods, we have that raise in sugar, and then it can crash and burn where you feel like you need to take a nap, and you start cupboard rummaging because anything that you eat that's high glycemic like that sets you up to want more sugar. So if we have low glycemic foods, like fruits and vegetables, like even like the Juice Plus Complete, it's keeping us in that zone of willpower. And the only thing I can tell you is if you experience this, you'll know what I'm talking about. It works. So that we have a program for that where it's not doing anything but using the products that we already discussed. It's called the Shred 10, and it's not a 10-day program, and it's not about 10 pounds. It is doing a 10-day jump start to really shred the food, the toxins, the habits that are not serving you in your health. Okay, so what does that look like? And we have wonderful support for this program. But what you do is you add more real food. You're using all 3 blends of the Juice Plus capsules. You're replacing a couple of meals a day with the smoothie, and you can add as much as you want to them. We have all kinds of recipes that are in there. You drink plenty of water, sleep 7 to 8 hours, and exercise most days. You want to eliminate gluten. We're talking 10 days. Anybody can do anything for 10 days. Dairy, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, artificial and refined sugars, and trying not to eat after 6. Because again, the goal in these 10 days is to detox. So during that time, you receive a Shred 10 guidebook that includes question and answers from experts. You get all kinds of recipes, shopping lists, shake recipes like I mentioned, tracker forms, and there's a lot. So it's not a fad diet. It's not a diet at all. It's a jump start into lifelong health. And a lot of people find it helpful to just kind of go for something and make the difference all at once. So it's just something, I don't know who will be listening to this after, but I just wanted to make you aware that we have that program. So what does the healthy living community look like? We talked about this revolution, and we have a free, beautiful cookbook and children's resources that you can get from our website. In fact, I'm going to move our faces back over here so you can see the website is healthylivingrevolution.com. And you can download a cookbook and kids resources. We have private Facebook groups with monthly inspirations to keep you going, where people that are doing the same thing are sharing recipes, ideas, inspirations, breakthroughs that they're having. We have live events. We do events on Zoom. We do all kinds of things. It's again, putting yourself in a community that's going to build you up and help you accomplish whatever your goals are. So we've talked about a lot, and I want to share with you the price list, the options of the way that you could go about this. So if you wanted to do a shake every single day for about what you'd spend for a cup of coffee, you can get your most nutrient-dense meal in of the day at about $2 a day that you're spending. If you wanted to drink one shake a day and take all 3 blends of the capsules, you can do that for about what you'd spend for a latte. And if you wanted to do the Shred 10, and that would be something that you wouldn't do forever, but you would, if you wanted to have enough smoothie mix to do 2 a day for 10 days, and you could actually do that a couple of times in a 4-month period, you would have enough smoothie mix and enough capsules to carry you through for a 4-month period of time. And I'm telling you, the types of changes that you experience in that time are nothing short of phenomenal. So the other thing that we have, and I just want to point that out, if you were just trying to build your immune system, you have all kinds of healthy ways to eat quickly and didn't need the smoothie. You can buy our basic Juice Plus is the fruit and vegetable blend. That's $44.50 a month. It's less than $1.50, so less than what you'd spend on a bottle of water. The trio is about $2.38 a day. And why would you want the berries on top of the fruits? They're extremely protective to the biggest organ in your body, which is the epithelial lining. And I could share with you studies that specifically have been done with using all 3 of those by the Journal of American College of Cardiology. All the labels you can look up. I'm going to give you my contact information at the end. You can look up and see exactly what's in all of these things. One thing I will tell you, since you guys are mostly from California, is that on our website, I don't know if you guys are aware of the law in California about putting labeling on anything that has what they consider a hazardous substance for pregnant women. So just so you know, we have to have a label on the complete, because, not because of anything we're adding, but a cup of green beans would exceed the amount of lead that California recommends as acceptable for pregnant women by 50 times. It's like 1 cup of green beans is 50 times greater. And so just because there's plant foods in the complete, there's absolutely nothing in there except the plants themselves. But because, and if you, I could share with you, if you see that and you have any concerns about, I could share with you the comparison of what the CDC and what everybody else says about safe amounts, because lead is drawn up through the soil into plants, and your body can tolerate it just fine. We all do. And, but yeah, I don't know who advised California on what the thresholds should be, but cuckoo nene, I don't know what to say. I just thought I'd tell you that because you might see that if you go to the website. So you can do any of these things. I encourage people to make the change that's going to work for you. You'll see this little note on here, kids eat free. That is the duo, the fruit and the vegetable. If you are taking it as an adult, let me just pull that up. I don't know why it's not going. If you're taking it as an adult and you have a child between the ages of 4 and actually through, if they're full-time college students, so it doesn't end at 18. If they're in college, they can stay in this program, but they can take Juice Plus for free with you. If each paying adult can sponsor 1 child. So if the mom's taking it, she can sponsor 1 child. Dad's taking it, he can sponsor another child. Any other family member could sponsor if there's more children than that. But parents are asked to fill out a survey. It's the exact same survey every 4 months. Oh, I see what you're saying now. That is so weird. Because my note is way over. It's not even close to the camera. So sorry about that. But the only thing that they ask you to do is fill out this survey. Same questions. And the questions are along the lines of what is reported there. They're, you know, are they missing fewer days of school? They'll ask how many times they miss school in the last 4 months. Are they eating more fruits and vegetables? And you're just trying to remember, it's not like an exact science. We have all the clinical studies. This is a real life study, and seeing how it affects families. So it's a wonderful program, and it makes it affordable for families. Okay, so there's several ways that you can be part of this revolution, start to take healthy back. One is you could get incredibly inspired and just start eating a lot more fruits and vegetables. And if that's an option for you, I commend you, and know that nobody that ever shares Juice Plus or what we're doing with this is ever going to tell you that this is the only way to good health. No, you can eat your way there. It's just the reality that most people can't, won't, or don't consume the amount of plants that they need to enjoy good health. So you might want to just make a simple change and figure out which products you want to use and see how you do with those. And just get your family inspired about living healthier, getting out there and exercising more together, and getting to bed at night, and getting out from behind the TV and playing games and getting outside and playing with each other. So you might want to jumpstart your health with the Shred 10. It's totally your option. You might be interested in how about growing the tower garden yourself. I just hope that what we've talked about inspires you to think about owning your health. Your doctor is not responsible for your health. Nobody else is responsible for your health. It's you. And if you feel a tug at all about sharing this kind of information with other people, we're always inviting people to join our mission and to get involved and make a difference, because we really believe we can. And that's been my experience in these last 20 years, is been able to impact thousands of people to live healthier lives. So with that, I'm going to stop and answer any questions you guys have. And oops, didn't mean to do that. Just one sec. Okay, there we are. And I have my last slide is just my contact information for anybody that's watching this after in particular. that you can, I should have put my website on there too, but I didn't. But I'd rather you contact me, because especially if you're interested in the Children's Health Study, that's something that I have to do with you, for you, enroll your child in that program. So I'm going to stop talking. And Alice, are you off mute? Can you, I'm going to stop sharing also the screen, and we'll be back together. Anybody you guys have any questions?
I am off mute.
Very good.
Judy, are you still there? You're on mute.
No, I muted us because Ophelia is having a moment.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Henry fell asleep on me during the presentation.
I saw that.
Oh boy.
She's going through the terrible tooth. So the only question I had was about the tower. Is that on the website?
It is. And so my website is Bayless, my last name, BAYLESS .juiceplus.com.
Okay.
And if you're interested in talking about the tower, I'll tell you, I'll just give you some ideas on what I'd recommend, because they give you a discount on shipping if you order any extras that you're going to get when you order the unit. The other thing is that they allow you to pay for it over 12 months with no interest. And so if you're going to add any of the things like wheels, or I always tell people, if you're going to buy the tower, get the extension kit, because it's only like $69 more, but it gives you 40% more growing space. And
does yours have the extension kit on it?
yeah, mine have the extension kit on it. So normally there's 20 growing spots, and that extends it to 28. And so for those two towers, and we eat a lot of stuff, and those two towers keep my husband and I in produce. Now, you can't grow potatoes or beets or root vegetables because of the whole thing is
it has to be surface.
Yeah. So it's greens, and the fruits that you could grow on it. Yes, could you grow cantaloupe or something like that grows in a vine? Yes. I haven't done it because it just takes up too much space, and I'm not willing to give up that much space for it. But you can grow strawberries and things like that. If you're growing indoors, you have to be your own, what do you call it when you,
pollinator?
Yes, you have to be your own. Get either your toothbrush, your electric toothbrush out there or something. Yeah, you have to do it yourself because there's no bees inside, but yeah, you can. And the thing about tomatoes, because a lot of people like to grow tomatoes on their tower because the taste is so much better when you grow them right.
Oh, yeah.
I just have found that they kind of take over the tower. And as you know how they grow.
They take over anybody's garden, no matter where you're growing tomatoes, and they always come back.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I pretty much grow the green herbs on it, green squashes, things like that. I try and grow the stuff that just costs a ridiculous amount at the store, or stuff that
goes bad fast, like greens and herbs and
yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sick of buying a thing of basil for $2. I don't need all of it, or I need too much of it,
The basil grows so beautifully. I mean, in fact, I eventually have to harvest it because it gets so big that it's bigger than the space that it's in. It's just like this massive plant. And so you harvest it and you put new seeds in and grow another one. And I give it to all my neighbors or make pesto or.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I tried growing basil this season by seed. And it was just starting to get to that point where I could start to harvest it, and some caterpillars came in and ate it all in one day. It was so sad.
Yeah, we've had some real fat caterpillars here too with our tomato plants.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we grow organic here, and you've been to my place, Alice. I don't have a lot of room to grow, so everything's in a pot, like.
That was one of the other
my roses and the caterpillars and my basil.
Yeah,
So when you buy the tower, does it come with the seeds, or is that something I'd purchase at my local market?
It comes with seeds, heirloom seeds that, like arugula, different kinds of lettuces. It doesn't have a huge variety. Like if you want to do
I
eggplant.
have to encourage you to get me seed tonight.
Let me get the seeds and I'll tell you exactly what comes with it.
Because Alice, you have a garden, but I don't have space.
Yeah, I have space, but talk to Kevin about how good our garden was this year.
No, I've heard the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it comes with sweet basil, arugula, gourmet lettuce, bib lettuce, rainbow chard, and bok choy. And
Yum.
I buy my seeds from a company called Seeds Now because you can get these little sample kits that they're organic and they're heirloom and all that, but they're little sample kits because if your seeds get old, they may not work the next year. So I try and just have a minimal amount on hand. So
Right.
fresh seeds all the time. So Alice, are you thinking of doing Davy with you and him doing the Juice Plus?
Yes.
I know that will help you. So how are you going to remember to take them?
This is an ongoing discussion now, isn't it?
So how do you get Davy to take them? Does he take a pill, or do you put it in his juice?
No, they're
The capsule.
They're chewables.
For the kids, they're chewables?
Yeah, they're really a good tasting. They're not overly sweet like a kid's vitamin. They're sweetened with tapioca syrup and organic cane juice. There's no fructose in them, but they're sweet enough. Sometimes the kids are not as crazy about the vegetable one because it's kale and parsley and beets and stuff. But if they're not eating sweets all the time and they're not their taste buds aren't totally ruined to sweets, they'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, my kids already take like a gummy vitamin, like a multivitamin every day. That's like a gummy.
Uh-huh.
They're used to that like harsh B vitamin taste in the gummy.
These actually taste good and there's no aftertaste. So
They think they're eating gummy bears. I have to limit them to their 2 a day.
yeah. And they have just as much juice powder as half of the adult dose. And then for kids that get to, I'm just putting this on for the sake of the recording and then I'm going to stop the recording. For kids that are 13 and above, it is totally a 2-for-1 program because the adult gets an adult supply and the child gets an adult supply. So
what's the age that they can start at?
they can start at 4 years old. In the Children's Health Study program. As soon as they're eating fruits and vegetables, it's perfectly safe for them to consume Juice Plus. That's not a problem. But the free program, the Children's Health Study, is for 4 years to 18 and full-time college students.
Okay, so if I wanted my 2 younger kids to participate, I would just have to purchase the children's chewable myself.
Yes, until they're 4.
Until they're 4. So my son's going to be 4 next month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd really only be buying it for Ophelia.
If it's a month out, they will do it a month before.
Okay. Yeah, Guinevere's 6. Well, she'll be 6 in 2 weeks, and he's going to be 4 next month.
Yeah.
But she's only 2, so it's worth it to me to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because there's 7 people, if you include my mom who's here every day, in my household, and we're always battling the common cold, I feel like. I mean, the average kid gets 6 a year, but I feel like with all of us here, I feel like we're constantly having some kind of something. My kids have allergies. My son has horrible eczema. He's got nut allergies, egg allergies, dust allergies. So I'm always concerned about, our health. So Alice, thank you for inviting me.
Sure. Yes, my pleasure. So, Lynora, does Juice Plus still have gummies?
Yes, they are gummies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember there were chewables and gummies. They were different.
Yeah, no, they don't have the hard chewable anymore. They're just gummies.
Oh, okay.
And they were able to finally, the reason why they kept the 2 for a while is it took them forever to be able to make a gummy that would stay together like a gummy without corn syrup. So they did it. And they're the only one out there that is available that doesn't have corn syrup in it. So
wow.
yeah, they're great. You'll enjoy them. So anyway, you guys have my contact information, and I'd love to help you, and also invite you to be part of the community, because there's all kinds of moms on there that are always talking about getting their kids to eat better on our Facebook group. And you don't get bombarded. You can have the notifications on or off. Just go on there when you're looking for something, but we have tons of recipes and resources on there. So that would be awesome.
What is the Facebook?
My Facebook group is JP Life, and then there's a different theme every month. I haven't even updated it for February. I've been that busy, but right now it's Healthy Living Revolution that you'll see on the top of it.
Okay, so if people want to order.
If people want to order, especially if they're doing the children's health study, I would really appreciate if they text me. Let me put that up one more time. Where I had my contact information, because if they'll text me, then I'll just make a time. We're not allowed to, like, they can go on my website, but I'm always afraid that they're not figure out exactly how it works. Not that people aren't bright, but sometimes it's confusing on what they should get and how long that's going to last and how it works. So I just like to go over that with them, and so if they can text or call me at 702-459-3589. Or, that's interesting. My email address is not Lynora@takeonyourhealth. It's Take On Your Health. There's only one O there. Lynora@takeonyourhealth.com.
I knew it looked funny.
I know, it's weird. I didn't even see it. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will look forward to talking to you, Roxy, and Alice. I'll get you set up as soon as you're ready.
Thank you.